that's beyond our budget. This legislation as amended would cost the department over $10 million over 5 years if placed with us. IDFPR is a self-funded agency, and for that reason, and regardless of the merits of this bill, this is why we oppose.
Okay, thank you. So it's fiscal cost only, not merits of the bill necessarily. Thank you. I knew the answer, just wanted to get on record. Thank you.
Representative Syed for questions.
Thank you. So, Dr. Douglas, you mentioned that we incur 18 billion to 20 billion costs for the direct and indirect costs of gun violence. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is there an amount that we have per person in our state?
Yeah, about $1,700 a year.
$1,700 a year.
Yeah, and it's an underestimate. So that's eligible taxpayers. We know everybody doesn't pay taxes, but it was approximately $1,700 a year every eligible taxpayer pays towards gun injury in our state.
And can you describe like what exactly that cost is going towards?
Yeah, the majority of the costs go to Medicaid and Medicare. You know, being shot and hospitalized is an extremely expensive condition. An average of $82,000 is the cost of being shot and hospitalized. 63% of people who are injured are on Medicaid and Medicare, so a large bulk of that cost goes there. The costs also fall to law enforcement and judicial costs, as well as falls to employers, and then it also falls to those with private health insurance.
Yeah, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. And I know there were concerns that were mentioned regarding costs being passed down, and I think we hear that often when we're talking about utilities, or when we're talking about housing regulation, or when we're talking about healthcare. There's always a concern of passing on costs to consumers. But what I'm understanding is that consumers, regardless of whether or not they're a law-abiding gun owner, are incurring the cost of gun violence regardless.
Yes.
To the tune of $1,700.
Yes.
Per year.
Gun owner, non-gun owner alike.
Thank you. And is there any approximation of how much this legislation would save us? Is 18 to $20 billion?
Yes, we did a cost-benefit analysis on the legislation, and in 5 years, this would save the state $2.3 billion in cost-deferred, lives saved, and investments in community violence intervention.
Thank you. And I hear the concerns of IDFPR in terms of the sheer cost of this program. I do think if we remove I do just want to put my comments on the record. I think if we remove the actual human impact of this and the patients that you see, Dr. Douglas, and you have spoken to me about, if we remove that and we focus solely on the economic element of this, law-abiding gun owners are incurring the costs of gun violence. Everyone is incurring the costs of gun violence. And I think we need to have a conversation about the cost to taxpayers, especially in such a difficult time when we are all hearing from our constituents about how difficult it is to make ends meet and the cost that this is relaying to them in the form of whatever tax bills they're paying. I thank you for bringing this forward. I thank you for the work that you do as a physician. And I appreciate you answering my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Any other questions from the committee? Okay. I want to, thank you, Representative Olakal, Dr. Douglas, for coming back to this committee with this really important, piece of policy that we're obviously still working on. We heard from opponents and proponents alike. And I want to center us at the end. The name of this committee is the Gun Violence Prevention Committee. We are looking at a jigsaw puzzle of policies that go the spectrum. It is the Gun Violence Prevention Committee. That is the work of that committee. That is the work of my colleagues on this committee, and that is what we will continue to do. This is an important discussion to have. Dr. Douglas, Representative Olakal, thank you. And with that, there being no further business, the Gun Violence Prevention Committee will recess to the call of the chair.
Okay. Committee is ready to begin. LIS and clerk, are we
Recording in
ready?
progress.
Great. The hour of 4 p.m. having come and gone, the House Higher Education Committee shall come to order.
Hi, guys. I'm going to need you to unmute the room, the Capitol Room 118, in order for us to hear you.
I think we've corrected the problem.
Yep, it is corrected. Thank you.
Thank you. I am in receipt of a replacement letter from Speaker Welch, replacing permanent member Sharon Chung with temporary member Representative Michael Crawford. And with that, clerk, can you please take the roll?
Stewart,
Here.
Swanson,
Present.
Ammons, Blair Sherlock, Freeze, Gone Gershowitz, Hernandez B, Hernandez N, Katz-Moll, Rosenthal, Ugasti, Crawford.
With 9 members present, we do have a quorum. I believe we'll have a pretty quick order of business today, and you get to hear from me on all of the things. So I'm going to put Representative Gone Gershowitz in the chair.
Thank you, Leader Stewart. You are recognized to present on House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4304. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. If you recall from, I think it was last week, when we first discussed this, this is the Student Bill of Rights, and we just want to make sure that all of our students in higher ed across the state have the right to an education that is factual in history, that is respectful of all backgrounds. We've been working with like chief counsel at our different campuses to make sure that we're not putting any of our universities at risk while we expect them to do this. I did start this work with President Mahoney from the SIU system after a lot of discussions of what we're seeing at the federal level and attacks on higher education. So this floor amendment just recognizes the input from general counsels on our different campuses. So I'd appreciate your support.
Thank you, Leader. I think I'll just pause on witness slips for a moment. I'm not sure exactly how to pull those up over here. I would have pulled them up on my phone, but the battery is kaput after a long day. The cord is still working. It's still doing its thing. On witness slips, we have 3 proponents, Dan Mahoney with SIU, Jelani Sadiq with Advance Illinois, and John Charles also with Southern Illinois University System. Not seeing any opponents here with no position. Do you have anyone here seeking to be recognized for testimony?
I believe President Mahoney is here if there are questions, but I don't think he intends to have separate testimony.
Okay. Did you want to present any additional affirmative testimony, or can we go to members' questions?
We can go to questions.
Okay. Do we have questions from members? Representative Freeze.
Yeah, now this question, just sort of kind of, I appreciate what you're doing here, and especially given the fact, having reviewed the language of the bill and looked at the Trump administration Compact for Academic Excellence, I actually think that it tracks that, so I will be in support of that. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Do we have any other members seeking to be recognized with a question? Seeing no further debate, Representative Katz-Moll moves to recommend that House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4304 be adopted. Is there leave? Leave being granted on a vote of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, and 0 voting present. House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4304 is recommended for adoption and will be favorably reported to the House floor. I think next up, Leader, we have House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4979, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. House Bill 4979 just has to do with updating. We do have a requirement for a sexual misconduct survey on campus that came out of some work that was done years back. There's sometimes some difficulty in administering the survey and reporting the survey, and so working with IBHE, there's some fixes to that, and this amendment just finalizes those fixes, and I believe IBHE is here for answering questions, but we do not need to have testimony.
Okay, just noting for the record on witness slips, I'm seeing just one proponent, Jenna Rossi with the Illinois Board of Higher Education, not seeing any opposition, 0 with no position. Do we have questions from members? Seeing no further debate, Representative Blair Sherlock moves to recommend that House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4979 be adopted. Is there leave? Leave being granted on a vote of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 voting present. House Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 4979 is recommended for adoption and will be favorably reported to the House floor. And I think that's all on the, Chair recognizes Leader Stewart to present on House Floor Amendment 2 to House Bill 5501, and I believe you're presenting for Leader Hoffman.
Yes, thank you. And I think everybody will remember Leader Hoffman was able to join us last week and explain that the underlying bill is absolutely not the bill that we are seeing in front of us with the amendment. This is just an extension of something that we had done for ISU. So this is the actual amendment that does that, and I would appreciate your support.
Thank you, Leader. Just noting I'm not seeing any slips on this amendment, so we'll just go to questions. Do we have anyone seeking to be recognized for a question? Seeing no further debate, Representative Katz-Mull moves to recommend that House Floor Amendment 2 to House Bill 5501 be adopted. Is there leave? Leave being granted on a vote of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, and 0 voting present. House Floor Amendment 2 to House Bill 5501 is recommended for adoption and will be favorably reported to the House floor. And with that, I put Leader Stewart back in the chair.
Thank you, members of the committee. I appreciate your cooperation on all of those matters. And I know it seems a little bit crazy that we're having subject matter, but this is a really important topic, and we just wanted to update the committee on the SIUE 911 real-time alert project. So if the witnesses want to come make their way to their table, we do have witness slips filed for oral testimony. Dr. Dennis Mares, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, Director of the Center for Crime, Science, and Violence Prevention at SIUE, and the Principal Investigator for the Illinois School Emergency Alert Study. Mark Foley, a Security Officer with Collinsville, Illinois Community Unit School District 10. Paul Rauner, CEO of Siren GPS, the vendor that provides the 911 RTA emergency management software for the Illinois School Emergency Alert Study. And then we have Chief Demario Boone, the Chief of Police for the Peoria School District Police Department. So please, if you can determine whatever order that you want to, just please make sure you introduce yourself when you begin your testimony. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, members of the committee, for having us here. I'm Dennis Maris. I'm the Director of the Center for Crime, Science, and Violence Prevention, and we were the unit that is administering the 911 RTA study. We work with Paul on the implementation, and we primarily look at what does the study tell us? What does 911 RTA produce for the